What is up, YouTube? It's Brendan from Tattooing 101, and today I'm going to teach you how to hold your machine. I've been seeing a lot of the students lately in the Tattooing 101 group holding their machines really weird and not necessarily knowing exactly how to do so. So I'm going to break down in this video how to hold your machine so you'll know exactly how to set it up and be ready for that tattoo. So let's get into how to hold your machine. First thing, I'm going to put a cartridge in so you can clearly see how I hold it. And I have done videos explaining exactly how to hold a machine, but I feel like the way that my camera was set up and the way that I was tattooing on fake skins, it's really hard to kind of see exactly what I'm doing. So I wanted to make this video touching base exactly how I do it, and so you could clearly see everything that I'm doing in this video without having my hand cover it, things like that. So first thing, how to hold your machine. This machine is Inkjecta. So some machines, you'll have pen style machines. All of these ways that I'm going to teach you how to hold your machine can be implemented with any machine that you're using. Traditional obviously would have the back of the machine kind of resting on it like this, but pretty much all rotaries you'll hold this way. So first of all, grab your grip any way that you feel naturally doing. If you're used to writing like this or writing like this, I've seen plenty of different artists hold them crazy ways and like to be able to tattoo. So whatever's naturally to you, that's fine. If you don't really know how to hold it, you're having a hard time, just grip it with your thumb on the back and then wrap everything around like this. And I'll turn it around every way so you can clearly see how I'm holding it. And the other way you could see my thumb is gripping it like that. The next thing is your middle finger is going to be resting underneath your cartridge. What this is also going to do is help you be able to move your machine in a perfect way and be able to control everything that you need to with this machine. This gives you really nice stability when you're tattooing because you have perfect control over where the needles are because of your finger being right there. It also helps the stability of, having an extra weight on the back for your battery cartridge, or if you have a wire, it could get snagged up and everything. So if you don't have a really nice grip on your machine and it snags, you're going to mess up the tattoo. So I like to have everything set up the exact same way every time. You don't want to be changing your grip every time. Everything needs to be consistent and all set in stone whenever you're tattooing. So every time it's way easier for you to be able to do perfect lines every time. Now, sometimes whenever I'm stretching out the skin and doing my line work, you'll get to areas to where I like to push all of my lines. So that means I'm going to go this way or this way. Sometimes I'm not able to hold my machine this way and do that. So I'm going to turn my grip. So instead of being like this, I'm turning everything and holding it like this. So you can see that my middle finger is still underneath this cartridge. I'm just kind of changing where my thumb is on the grip so it's more on top and my fingers are to the side. That way I could get another angle to be able to do all of these lines the way that I need to. So just practicing this style and this style is going to help you out a ton with your line work. Along with that, there's a couple other steps that I could give you that will help out your line work if you're having issues with being shaky, not able to be stable. These are the things that are going to help you. And if you're also still having issues with your line work, I recommend you check out our line work secrets. I'll leave a link in the description below. All you have to do is fill out your name and email and it'll get sent to your email for free. So I greatly recommend that you check that out. So you have your grip down, you've practiced for, let's say, a week holding your machine and being able to tattoo. Next things you want to think about is stretching. So I did notice on the comments that they were like, how do you use your elbow to stretch out the skin and be able to make a long line? That doesn't make sense. So it does make sense. How are you going to tattoo a full back piece? Are you going to do 3-inch lines every time going through this whole tattoo? So yes, if you're working on a small tattoo, you only have to work about right here. But if you're working on a really huge tattoo, sometimes I'll use my elbows to stretch out the skin. Sometimes I'll use every single finger, stretch that out as much as possible. Sometimes I'll use this elbow and really get in there and stretch out everything to be able to pull a line the whole way. So whenever I say don't move your wrist, move, your elbow and your arm to be able to make really nice consistent lines. If you do it like this, you're going to get shaky. This has your whole body putting in the effort to be able to stay stable instead of just your wrist. And this isn't made to make you know, perfect lines. That's not what this is for. But if you're moving your whole body in that way, it's just going to make everything more consistent. Next thing is tuck in your elbow. So if you're cutting a tattoo like this, obviously you're going to see that, you know, if I was a little bit more shaky, this would be shaking. But if you tuck in your wrist and you're doing something on the arm, this makes it completely more stable. You're actually able to tattoo without being shaky. Unless you're working on a big piece, then you can use your elbow and use the stability of the client to kind of set everything down and use them. But if you don't have that ability, you're tattooing on a leg or an arm, tuck your elbow in to stay stable. Next thing is going to be, if you're working on small designs, is hook your thumb and your pinky finger together. That way you could stretch out, be able to keep stable, and everything will be a lot more consistent. If you're first starting out, I don't recommend an artist that knows what they're doing to try that. I don't do that anymore. It just makes it a whole lot easier when you're first starting out to have that stability right there for you. So those are a couple things that will help you out tremendously with tattooing in general and how to hold your machine to make perfect line work. I hope this video was able to help you guys out, and you have a wonderful day.